What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Quarantine Chronicles. All right, Ergogenic Aid edition, round 2. Now we're going to cover another hot topic that I'm sure that you've all heard about and it's been talked about and things that's been going around for forever, right? Let's talk about creatine, okay? So forever and ever, one of the most studied and used supplements forever has been creatine. Hey man, gotta take creatine to get big, or hey man, should I take creatine? Well, I'm not against it as long as it's taken correctly and you have the correct type of creatine. There's tons of creatine out there. You have creatine monohydrate, decanoate, alpha ketoglutarate. You have all this stuff. Now, this entire lecture, we'll call, is geared towards creatine monohydrate. Okay, it has to be creatine monohydrate because there's rules that go with this. There's a protocol that goes with this. With creatine monohydrate, what we're going to cover is what is it, right? Where does it come from? We're going to cover what it does for us, right? How does it affect our body when we take it? We're going to cover timing, when to use it, right? And we're also going to cover how to use it, so the dosage, okay? So starting off, what is it? It's a non-essential nutrient, okay? What it does is it's created within your body, unlike branched chain amino acids, which are essential. These are non-essential, okay? Creatine itself is made from glycine, right, and arginine, just 2 amino acids that naturally occur in the body. You can also get creatine from things like steak, as creatine do for me. What creatine does is it improves short-term strength. So when you're doing events and you're doing movements and things like a bench press, for example, it helps you with short duration lifts. So when it's less than about 10 seconds, you have the phosphocreatine reaction, all this other stuff that's good for you, but it's gonna help you with that one-off lift, right? It's gonna help you with if you're doing like a bench press set of like 3s, you know, that'll take well under 10 seconds. If you're doing a protocol of 3 reps, that means your percentage is very high. You'll be about 90%, so you're gonna help you with that one-off strength. It's also going to help increase the max force output of muscles as well. That's kind of falls back into what I was talking about as far as the one-off strength. Help you, same thing with squats and deadlifts. Doesn't matter as long as it's a shorter duration. So really, I think the most important thing here is to establish monohydrate. Second thing to establish is when you can take it. Now, creatine itself can be taken at any time throughout the day. Now, I'm going to get to the dosage here in just a second. But what you need to think about is when you're taking your creatine, does it match your phase? Does it match your goal? For instance, creatine plays a role in recovery, okay? So keep that in mind as we're going through. Example 1, if you're if you're in a phase where you're in, so for instance, a max strength phase, that would be further into the off season as you're approaching the preseason, things like that. If your repetition protocol has dropped you down to 5 and under, it makes sense to take your creatine pre-workout, right? The timing is important because, again, just like in the last video, we talked about gastric emptying rate and how long it takes for you to get to things to get to your body for absorption, for usage. So when it comes to timing, if you're in a strength phase, okay, something where you're gonna be lifting heavy weights for low reps, for 5 and under, we'll call it, it makes sense to take your creatine pre-workout, okay? Now, remember I told you that it plays a role in recovery, so it's also important to note that if you're in a part of your phase where you're working more hypertrophy or working more volume, right, high reps where the percentage is low, where the percentage of what you're doing is, we'll say sub 70, sub 75, where your reps around 8 to 10 to 12, and those of you troopers that are doing 15s and up, most important to you isn't the big strength, right? It's not as advantageous to you to take your creatine to be able to give the one-off strength, to give that short duration, short burst energy strength, because that's not matching your phase. Okay, so for you, it makes more sense to take creatine post-workout. Okay, so how can you do that? For instance, with the pre-workout, like I talked about with the branch chains, and I'm going to build this up as we go along, you can add your creatine into your pre-workout just like I talked about your branch chains into your pre-workout. Now it sounds like you're making your pre-workout. Now what you can do is get unflavored. Again, I choose to do it in a powder form. That way I can take it all together. One-stop shop. That way I'm not taking this drink and that drink and this drink. You get the picture. Now, if you're taking a post-workout, again, if you choose to do a powder form of it, you can just simply get an unflavored powdered form, add it into your post-workout. For instance, if we're talking about you're in a phase where you have more demand for volume, where your reps are very, very high, you need to supplementation like a protein shake. You can throw the creatine right into it. Okay, so now that we've kind of lined up the pre and the post usages, again, let it match your phase, let it match your goal. If you're trying to get big, take it pre. If you're trying to put on volume, take it post. Let's talk about dosage, okay? Everything you can buy, it's my protein's got creatine in it, my whatever's got creatine in it. It doesn't matter. Remember we talked about last time where the FDA doesn't regulate anything. So again, you can get this much, right, for this much money, okay? And it won't do anything. So the most important thing here is that you know dosage. Now, creatine's a funny thing. Creatine monohydrate specifically, and this is what the research is back to show. With this, you need to do 2 separate types of phases in your creatine loading. So you have a creatine loading phase, okay, and you have a creatine maintenance phase, and these go back to back. I would like to put out a small disclaimer that if you do start supplementing creatine, please up your water. Please drink more water because it will dehydrate you. Disclaimer, drink more water if you are taking creatine. That's it, okay? Especially during your loading phase, all right? The loading phase consists of this, all right? Let's go back and let's do some math. Take your weight in pounds, divide it by 2.2, all right? I weigh 240 pounds, all right? Divide it by 2.2, you're gonna get 109, okay? So at 109 kilograms is my body weight in kilograms, okay? What you do once you get your body weight in kilograms is you multiply that by 0.3, 0.3 times your body weight in kilograms. That's gonna give you a number. Now, huge disclaimer, okay? Put this in your mind. Do not take all 30 grams at once. Do not do it. If you do that, you will be sorry. This I promise. How do I know? I've done it. Yes, I have made that mistake and it's ugly. I promise. So, how often should you take it? Think about it in a dose-wise scale throughout the day. So, I recommend not taking more than 7 grams per hour, okay? Now, I'm gonna tell you for how long we're gonna do this here in just a second, but I would need to get this point across so that you do not have the gastrointestinal discomfort that it brings, and it will. So with that being said, let's pretend I have 35 grams in one day I have to take, okay? I would take no more than 5 servings worth of 7 at a time. We know simple math. How long should the time be in between? No more than 1 serving per hour. 7 grams an hour with plenty of water. Stretch it out, stretch it out. It'll be different for everybody. Do the 3 seconds of math, pull your phone out, doop, 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 figure it out, trust me. This protocol has to be followed. Imagine your cell is a swimming pool, okay? So during the loading phase, it's like we're filling the swimming pool with water, okay? So if there's no water in the pool, how much swimming are we going to be doing? Clearly the answer is none. So during our loading phase, now I haven't told you how long loading phase is, so I promise you I haven't forgotten. I want to get this across first. During the loading phase, we're filling that swimming pool equally, gently, if you will. We're just gonna fill it up so that we go swimming. Now, before I go further with the dosage, this loading phase, mark this in your minds, this loading phase is 5 days long. 5 days. Oh, I did 2 days, skipped a day. Sorry, all right? Your body's gonna wash it out. 5 days straight, okay, of that, your body weight in kilograms times 0.3, whatever that number may be, right? In this example, we're using 35. So for 5 days, I'm gonna take 35 grams, spread out over the whole day, right? In 5 to 7 gram doses. The reason I like to say 5 is most scoops that come in your creatine are 5 grams a piece. How do you know how much you are? Take your creatine supplement, turn around to the backside, and look at how much 1 serving size is. Generally, it's 5 grams, okay? Let me get back to this swimming pool. So we talked about it. Let's pretend we've gone through our 5 days. We didn't skip any days. We've upped our water, all right? We've hit our loading phase, all right? This is called saturating the cell, okay? So we've saturated it. We filled that swimming pool so that we can go swimming, right? Now, let's say we all go swimming, do a bunch of cannonballs, do a bunch of stuff. Water spills out, right? So we have to add a little bit back in, okay? Not the whole thing, just a little bit. So that being said, once we've escaped that 5-day loading phase, it is tough, okay? You just gotta do it. There's nothing good about it. It's annoying, it's tedious. Just do it, get it over with, it's 5 days. After that 5 days, we go into what's called our maintenance phase, okay? What CSCS says is that with your maintenance phase, you take 3 to 6 grams, remember 1 scoop is 5, perfect. It says for as long as you want, okay? I don't believe in that because as in all things that we take over and over and over for elongated amounts of time, your body's gonna build up a resilience and you're not gonna get that short duration strength, that quick explosive strength that we were talking about that it will do. That being said, how long do I say? How long do I normally do it? I do 8-week segments, okay? There is renal implications if you take it for an elongated amount of times while dehydrated. So avoid that. It's very simple. 5-day loading phase, then take 3 to 6 grams for about 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks. Cycle off of it, cut it out completely for 2 weeks, and then you can repeat this process. Question, do you have to go through the loading phase again? The answer is yes, okay? Our swimming pool is depleted, we let all water. 5 days, loading phase we just talked about, 3 to 6 grams for another 8 to 10 weeks, okay? Upping your water the whole time, all right? Remember your equations, 0.3 grams per kilo during the loading phase, 5 days straight, 3 to 6 grams for as long as you want, 8 weeks, okay? Another big question, is it NCAA compliant? Answer is yes, it is NCAA compliant, meaning it will pop positive for a drug test. Again, creatine monohydrate. Can I do this with creatine AKG? No, that's not how it works. Some of them say you don't need a loading phase. That's not the creatine I'm referencing. That's not the research that's backing what I'm talking about. Creatine monohydrate. Pretty easy stuff. If you have any questions, comments, or need any further explanation, please DM me. I'll put all the equations again and all the protocols into the comments or into the description. I'll leave comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know your experiences. You can also email me at jeff@njfast.com, 3 S's, FASSST. You can visit our website, njfast.com, 3 S's again. Go on our YouTube, search NJFast. All this will be up here. I'm at your disposal. Please use me for as much as you need. There's a lot of stuff in here that I gotta get out, right? I'm here to help. So, again, that's the end of our Quarantine Chronicles round 2. Stay healthy, be safe, be well.